you'll get with this, cause this is where it's at. You can get with this, or you can get with that. You can get with this, or you can get with that. You can get with this, or you can get with that. I think you'll get with this, cause this is where it's at. You can get with this, or you can get with that. You can get with this, or you can get with that. You can get with this, or you can get with that. I think you'll get with this, cause this is where it's at. You can get with this.
Welcome, everyone. Welcome back to This Is It Media. We are here to talk about Prey. This movie, as you all know, has been getting a lot of praise, and we are here to talk about it and give you our thoughts and discussions. But before we do that, my name's Corey Roy. Thank you so much for joining. Passing on my man to the fellas of the crew. What you got, Ollie?
Not much, yo. I'm ready to jump into this movie, yo. I got a lot, you know what I'm saying, a lot of thoughts. So, a lot of excitement, I should say. You know what I'm saying? This is a long time coming for a good Predator movie. You know what I'm saying? It's a long time. Woo!
Yeah, man. That's it, man. Phenom, what's up, brother?
Phenom 202, DDA representative all day, every day. Hey, this was probably one of the first movies I actually watched the minute it came out.
Yeah.
I was very excited about this movie because, you know, I'm a Predator franchise friend.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not going to go as far as Ollie.
Oh, we done switched up somewhere.
Oh, damn, bro. You about to do a...
Hold on, where my camera at?
He like the Predator for real, when the Predator cloak, when he cloak out.
What the hell happened with that?
Yo, hit your camera button on your Zoom.
I did, yo. Oh my God, what is going on? Oh,
there you go.
Dang,
yo, enjoy popped out. Yo, he was about to do a seminar. He was like, what are we gonna learn today, folks?
Exactly, yo. But I ain't gonna go as far as Ollie saying that this was the worst. It was a long time coming. I actually like the last one. You know what I'm saying? So we get into it though.
All right. Well, like I said, everybody, we are here to talk about Prey. I'm going to give you everybody just a brief synopsis of what this film is about. It just really recently dropped on Hulu. Prey is the 5th installment in the Predator franchise, and this particular film is a prequel to the first 4 films. So this film storyline revolves around the origin of the Predator in the world of the Comanche Nation 300 years ago. It revolves around a particular person by the name of Naru, who is a skilled female fighter who fights to protect her tribe against one of the first highly evolved predators to land on Earth. That's pretty much it right now. And I want to tell everybody right now, this is going to be a spoiler review. We are going to deep dive and give you our thoughts about this. So if you haven't seen if you haven't seen Prey, I don't know what you're doing. Go watch it now, pause this video, and come back and check us out. And with that being said, we're going to dive into it right now. So, hey, let's go around the horn, man. I'm going to give you my thoughts really quick. I'm just going to say right now, I loved it. Ollie, what were your thoughts?
I mean, it is what it is. So I'm with you right there, y'all. That was a great movie all around, man. I liked all the characters in the movie. You know what I'm saying? Always glad to see my man. I mean, I don't even know which Predator. They don't have no names, yo, but you know what I'm saying? Just call him Predator 1, you know, DC Predator, you know, before cable, you know what I mean? So DC Predator came down doing his thing. DC. Yeah, you know what I'm saying? So I fucks with it, yo. Yeah. I mean, it was a great movie, yo.
Yeah. What about you, Phenom?
Yo, I agree. What I loved best about this movie, it was a simple plot. It got right to the action. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. It wasn't long drawn out. It's just like, and I was cool with the simple plot. Hey, I saw something. I don't believe you. Then they see it and then they fight for their life, yo.
Yeah.
That's what it's about,
they touched on that because I was talking to somebody at work. I was like, yo, you gotta see the damn Predator movie, yo. You know what I'm saying? I came to work on Monday. I was like, yo, you gotta see the damn movie, man. And this dude isn't really into sci-fi or whatever. He saw like the first couple of Predators, you know what I'm saying? He's like,
right.
He's like, do I need to watch the other Predators? I was like, no, it's like, yo, no, you don't need to watch this prequel. Yeah. So look, as long as you know the Predator comes to hunt.
Yeah.
That's all it is. So he comes to hunt for sport. And I'm glad they really didn't even get drawn out into the movie about it. It's like, yo, either you know or you don't know. They touched on it like just a second, she was like, "Yeah, I think he's hunting." Like, whatever.
Yeah.
But besides that, it was just like either you'll figure the fuck out, yo. There ain't no,
Yeah.
there is no plot. He comes to the earth to kill shit. That's the plot, and I'm good with that.
Me too. That was one of the main reasons why I love this movie so much. It was simple but effective. It took it back to what made the original Predator so good. It didn't have all this drawn out plot and why the Predator's doing this and machines and we're going into outer space and Earth and 1,000 predators and why all these different ranges of predators. This predator,
big predator, little predator, like come on,
like Commander Predator and this Predator is the rankings. We don't need all of that. This kept it very simple, just like the original Predator, and I freaking loved it. I loved it. That's why I think this movie was so good. Took it back to what made the original so good. And I'm going to go as far as to say, which I said in the chat, I'm going to go as far as say this is the best Predator sequel ever by far. This for me personally.
I agree.
Yeah, out of the sequels, yeah. I mean, because for me, out of the sequels, there's only been one other good one, but
okay,
what was that? The last garbage trash. I like the one.
I liked it, yo.
Which one was the last one? Was it Predators? Or the Predator?
The one with Captain Flag in it.
Oh.
Yeah.
Captain Rick Flag?
Yeah, there you go. That's why you laugh, because you say, yo, this is trash.
I like good. I mean,
I like Predators when they had all the killers and they dropped them on the planet to hunt them.
Right. Yeah, that wasn't bad.
Yeah, that's the one I like. Besides that, I mean, drop them on the planet. They was like, why we here? They had why
we here? Yeah.
My Kazaki dude, my little crazy murderer, like the nerdy dude, is like, why the fuck he here? He ain't no killer, but he was killing everybody on the low.
Facts.
Yeah. That one was, I mean, I didn't hate, I guess what I could say is the Predator 2, Predators, and the Predator, they're not garbage, but they never fully captured the magic of what made Predator so good, because they started thinking what most people do with sequels: what else can we do? How can we up the ante? How can we do more? And they didn't need to do that, and I think that's when they started to lose. Now, don't get me wrong, the franchise has been killing it ever since 1987.
Yeah.
But this one, I think, really sparked back the franchise. I mean, for real. So you think the Predator was one of your best sequels? What about Predator 2? Nobody feeling Predator 2?
When he went to the city with Danny Glover?
That shit was trash.
Yeah.
No.
And it had all like the tropes and shit. Cause I went back and watched a little bit. Like you had the screaming sergeant and all like whatever. Like that shit was trash all the way around. Dude, yeah, my boy Dave. What's the crazy motherfucker name? What's the crazy white dude name, man?
I don't know. I just remember
there's
Predator
only one
2
crazy white man in
was so bad.
World, yo. Gary Busey, yo.
Gary
Busey, crazy ass. He was like
he plays the same character in every movie, yo.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
You do.
Yeah.
I was not feeling Predator 2. I was not feeling Predator. I mean, I didn't hate it. But I remember I was so excited about Predator when it first came out. When Predator 2 came out, and then I found out it was Danny Glover, 80-year-old ass running around New York, trying to find a predator. Come on now.
I didn't like the fact that because it was in LA.
Yeah.
I just remember he was on, like, the Predator was on top of a building, camouflage and all that stuff. Danny Glover was trying to figure out where he was, who was doing all the killing. It wasn't a good movie, yo. I think Predator, the first Predator, the newest one kind of echoes the first Predator.
It really does. Prey does, yes.
You know what I'm saying? Like, you're in the forest, you're fighting. Yeah, that's all we care about.
Yeah. So with that being said, with this one reflecting a lot on the original Predator, I did love the fact that it really simplified it, and now we're just back in the forest fighting. So what did you guys think of the Predator as a whole, like how he first lands on Earth and just everything about this Predator? I really was feeling this Predator, everything from the way he was fighting, the kills, I thought everything he was doing was fantastic.
Yeah, I think what I appreciated the most was how the Comanche lore, because they, in Native American culture, they always talk about gods and the nature and all that stuff. And when she first saw like the sign in the air, that's my sign that I'm ready to lead and hunt and all that stuff.
Yeah.
So that kind of put that into play. When he landed, I was like, what's his agenda? Like, did he mean to get there? He might have crashed landed there. I need new prey.
Yeah.
And when he started killing, I mean, he was killing everything from people to animals to. Yo, it was crazy, yo. I loved it.
He was trying to find out who the biggest and the baddest in this motherfucker.
Exactly. That's what it was.
Who the biggest and the baddest is. So no,
he was trying to find who the apex predator was, so that he could square off against the apex predator and be like, okay, I'm the king of this domain. You know, that I did like that too. Y'all realize that too, how he was making his way up the chain to figure out who the apex predator was. It was dope.
Yep, because he flayed that snake.
Yeah.
But I did like the predator, like when he landed, and I like the way he looked. I appreciate the suit and everything, like the mask.
Yeah.
Like
it didn't have all the armor like the one that we saw in Arnold Schwarzenegger there.
Yeah. And even with the mask, even though like it had the tech, it still kind of felt like an old school kind of mask. You know what I mean? Like, so everything. So the Predator himself was fire, yo.
Yeah,
I like. I don't have no complaints, yo. This is gonna be the worst. Well, not the worst, but the worst. I'm like, I loved it all, brother.
I think the way that they used the Predator in this film compared to the original was probably by far the best way they've ever used the Predator in every other film, because in this particular Predator, like you guys stated, he didn't have to say anything for you to figure out what he was doing. He was going through the chain to find out who the apex predator was. And this Predator was not afraid of using his hands.
Yeah.
He was not afraid of using his hands. He didn't use the gadgets until it got to that time he needed to use the gadgets. I like that.
I was happy about that, because for real, I was like, yo, he got all the technology. Like, come on, man. It's like when forgive me. It's like when these rich folks go out hunting people, like, most time they, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
They go out there hunting these animals, they be posing beside, like, look what I did. Like, motherfucker, you shot a damn lion.
Yeah.
Like, what the lion was supposed to do?
800 feet away. Yeah.
I know, like, so I like you said, he got busy. He was like, all right, because he could have just did and killed everybody. But he was like, yo, fuck, I'm about to put this work in. Like, I'm about to see what I'm about. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
He was like, you got to test yourself sometimes, player. You got to.
I agree. I definitely agree.
You got to put that work in.
Yeah. Instead of, shooting people, it's like in the movies, like, well, if everybody got guns, you just put your guns up and just
go
to work with these, yo. That's what he did, yo.
Yeah, he did that even with that's why he got so excited when he finally took down the bear.
Oh, that was
like bear, he got the bear. Yo. That shit fire.
Yo, he got the bear. He was happy as hell. He was like, "Oh yeah, motherfucker!" You know, like he was.
That motherfucker up like
the torture rack, yo. Start blood start going everywhere, yo.
Word,
yo.
What about? Oh, go ahead.
No, one thing, because I'm very big into history, yo, and I love when you start thinking, yo, how did people live back there in the woods? You fight all different type of animals. Like when the tribe or the Comanche leader was like, yo, we gotta catch this lion. And I'm like, man, what no goddamn lions? What kind of lion they talking? But then we see it was a mountain lion.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So they had to contend with so many things in nature back then.
Oh yeah, that's how it was back then. It definitely was survival of the fittest.
Yeah.
You sleeping in woods and mountain lions and snakes and
I mean, they definitely knew the lay of the land. They definitely were smart. And this is a good segue into Narrow, which is the main character. What y'all guys thought of her? I mean, I'm going to give my original thoughts. I mean, I thought she was great. I thought everything that she was doing in this film was fantastic, because even though she was the main character, and eventually we know that she takes down the predator at the end, she doesn't start off that way. She's still learning. She still wants to be successful and wants to be the top brave, but she's still messing up. She's still learning, and she's trying to still prove herself. And the way she was with that tomahawk, flinging that thing from the tree to tree that shit was fire, yo. I thought she did great, man. I thought she was fantastic. What happened?
Oh no, go to Phenom though.
Oh, okay. So what were your overall thoughts of Narrow and just her with the Comanche tribe and her trying to prove herself and working her way to that end when she finally took down the predator?
Like I said at the beginning, I like the story. I like, the fact that, she's trying to prove herself. Yeah. Her brother's like, you're not ready. Hold it down. I'm in charge now. And, them just going out trying to find their lost brethren. They found him. He was hurt. that's when they started trying to find the mountain lion.
Yeah.
She found the mountain lion and she wasn't ready herself.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? That was a pivotal point where the brother's like, "You're not ready.
You're not ready.
I had to carry you back."
Yeah.
So slow down.
Yeah.
We'll get you there.
Mm-hmm.
But the story was just, I mean, that dynamic was good because with the main character, she was a good tracker. They said she was a good tracker. So she started noticing the tracks on the ground and stuff like that. Like, this is not a bear. This is not a lion. I don't know what this is. And then, you know, they're not believing her because she's a girl, first of all.
Right.
She's a young girl. And, you know, we've been doing this forever. So just fall back.
Yeah, they didn't want to.
How young is she, yo? How young is she?
I thought she was like teenagers. Like, I think she's I'm 14, 15, maybe.
I was thinking maybe she was probably like 16, but I mean, but she's young enough, you know. But
don't watch all my words now. See, now I gotta watch my language.
Yeah, you gotta always kind of.
Y'all about to get me. I'm about to be in trouble up in here.
Hold on, I'm about to see if I can save you or not.
And I was there. I mean, one like it's like she was sexy or something in this movie. You know,
she's 25, so you can say whatever you want to say, yo. She's actually 25 years old.
So all right, that's.
All right, so we'll.
I don't still be. No, you know what I'm saying. It was yo, shit was crazy, yo. Like, I mean, as far as her character goes, without overdoing it, we got a lot out of it. Scenes with her and her mother, you know, letting her know, like, yo, you should be a gatherer. Like, mix these berries up. Go find go pick
medicine
these
woman
flowers.
Yeah.
But I mean, just in general, like the women would gather, dudes was hunters, and she was trying to buck that from the get go. She was like, nah, I like to be out here doing this, doing that. Like when her brother was about to shoot he did shoot the bird, the eagle, whatever it had. She was like, well, I was gonna wait for it to come around, so I had to walk around the water. You know what I mean? So it shows she had brains along with the skills. So no, her character was fire. I mean,
I thought it was good too. And to touch on a lot of things you said, I loved how she was a tracker. I love that she was into the medicine because she had skills that were very useful, but they weren't really trying to pay her much attention. And then you could tell that at the end that those skills became what was useful for her in the end. Like, I also love the fact that in this particular movie, it wasn't about strength. It wasn't about weapons. It wasn't about any of that, which calls back to the original Predator. Like when Arnold Schwarzenegger, they had all those dudes. Remember when they got all the guns out and started blazing the woods? They had all the weapons.
That was one of my favorite scenes. Before he had the joint with Jesse Ventura, he had that motherfucker out there. That thing was putting down trees, like the whole tree. It was like, they gave Jesse a shout out, throwback in this line. Throwback line. I'll wait.
Oh, what was that in this movie?
Oh, because her brother said, "Yo, if it bleeds, it can die."
That
was the Jesse. That was Jesse line. It's like, if it bleeds, it can die. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And that's a real ass statement though. Yo, if it bleeds, it can die for real.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah,
so
that's real talk. And the reason why I was saying that is because they lit up the forest with all the weapons, all the high tech stuff that they had, and they barely touched it. So Arnold Schwarzenegger only beat the Predator because he had to simplify, think, and strategize the same way that Nero had to do in this. All those guys and the Frenchmen had all them pistols and weapons, and the Braves had the strength, but it didn't matter because the only way to beat the Predator was to simplify, strategize, and use your smarts in order to beat him. So I love that about that. She used her strengths in order to beat the Predator because he was underestimating her because he thought he could just overpower her. So I really did enjoy this, man. And
well, can I segue into that, the Frenchman part?
Yeah, absolutely.
So that goes back to the history part. Like they put that aspect in it too because they had to contend with the animals, nature, and the trappers, yo. The thing, we learned about that in school. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But the way the French trappers already knew that there was something out there because it was already taking people down. They trying to use them as bait. They were trying to figure out what it really was, so they take it down themselves. You know what I mean? And then the Predator wasn't having it. The Predator was like,
God, that scene!
Was fire.
That scene.
I do want to give a shout out
to oh my God,
to Jean Pierre Le before Gucci Mane and all that. This is the real original trap gods. So boop, boop, go ahead. You know what I'm saying?
Yo,
trappers is
I
out
love
there.
that scene. That was probably one of the best Predator fight scenes that I've ever seen. When he was taking down them French trappers.
Yeah.
Oh my God, yo, the way he was using them weapons, yo.
But they miscalculated because they used them as bait. He didn't want to kill them because they're not running. They don't have any weapons. They don't want anything. You know what I mean? So when they he was going through killing everybody and they escaped, Shorty used her brain again.
Yeah.
She figured out how to kill the Predator because she started putting stuff together, because earlier in the episode, when they found her fallen comrade, and she made the mixture up, put it in his mouth, and his body's temperature starts to drop.
Yes.
To drop. Yeah, that's what.
So she used that knowledge going like, oh shit, he can't see if you.
He can't see.
Because I ain't gonna lie, yo. Because I was like, they're about to use the quicksand. I thought that was gonna be her shit. Like somehow going to quicksand and come out to do the old Arnold covered in mud shit.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
Yeah.
I was like, the shade sweat. They got me on that one because I was like, she's definitely going to get covered in mud and come back out somehow, some way. Because even when she came out the mud, I thought the Predator was gonna show up or something. She was gonna not see her for some reason.
Right.
Yeah.
And she was like, okay, now I can go back to the mud.
Oh my God, dude! As soon as you said that. That's literally like a callback to Arnold Schwarzenegger when the Predator came out of the water. He was leaned up against the wood in the mud.
Yeah,
and that's when he figured, he was like, he can't see me if I got if I got the mud.
Yeah.
So I thought that's what they was gonna do, and they didn't. And I'm glad they didn't. Shout out.
You got to give it up for the director, man.
They kept it different.
You could tell that this director loved the first Predator and was like, we got to get this right. And I also heard the director really took he had somebody with him so that they could make sure that they got everything with the Comanche Nation right as well. Like and I really appreciate that. Everything with it's an all Indian cast, as well as this movie is also dubbed in the Comanche language. So if you wanted to watch it in the Comanche language, you actually can do that on Hulu and not watch it in version, which is dope.
Falling down. Oh shit, we having a little. But I do want to give a shout out to my second girlfriend, Lucretia. Yo, she had the long hair. She told me she had Indian in family, so. Back in the day, I was saying the girls like, "Oh, I got Indian in my family." And I was like, "I got Indian. I got Indian in my family." He was like, "All right, yo." So shout out to her, yo.
This is funny though with the Dan Trachtenberg. Who produced this? I'm looking at it. He did 10 Cloverfield Lane.
Yeah, that was my shit.
Which was a decent movie.
People don't like that movie. I fuck with that movie, yo.
No, it was. And then he did.
My boy Dan Goodman in it.
He hasn't done a lot of movies.
He did an episode of The Boys, episode of Black Mirror, and whatever the lost symbol is.
I want to see what Black Mirror. What Black Mirror episode?
Playtest.
I don't know.
But he did an episode of The Boys, and Boys is pretty good. But sometimes it's like that. You have somebody that needs a shot. They get these small shots of a couple TV episodes, and somebody just needs a shot to show, okay, that I can do this. Because there are a lot of directors out there that can do it if somebody gives them a shot. And this guy came right out the gate with a winner. He's definitely going to get another one.
He should. I mean, like, for this to be a mega hit on a major streaming service, and it did numbers. Yeah, I mean, granted, it did numbers because it was a Predator movie and everybody liked it, and they thought, "Oh, this is a period piece. He's going back in time. This is going to be interesting. We've never seen this story arc." Right, and he captured the whole essence of the Predator in that period piece. You know what I mean? Yeah, and that kind of go ahead.
Go ahead, Ali.
Nah, because I was gonna segue something else, so you can.
What I was going to say is, like, wouldn't we want to see the Predator in a different time period? I mean, I'm kind of mad that they said this is the first Predator arriving, because I would love to see the Predator back in medieval times and stuff like that. That shit would be dope as fuck, like fighting in castles and shit.
Yeah. But see, the only thing, as long as the Predator went hand in hand, see, that's the only thing. Because the one thing I was worried about with this, because I did have idea what the movie was about, that it was about, set in back in the day. Right. I was like, if they got technology to fly to another planet, come on, man. They don't wipe everybody out. That's why I did like how Corey said, like, he was like, fuck it, let's get down to the hand-to-hand Because like literally they got spaceships, yo. Like if you land in Rome and whatever, these niggas still lining up in the line with the spears or whatever the shit. They're formation.
But they would
and
have
they
to
just
do
be
it
walking.
like in Game of Thrones, like the standing, everybody standing together. But
Right.
I would say this: the Predator did cheat at the beginning, though, because when he stumbled across Nauru and her peoples, he shot them. You know what I'm saying? They had the beams on them. They was like, they didn't know what the beams was, and he started picking them apart. You know what I'm saying?
He did.
But then he started getting into the hand-to-hand and stuff. But even if he would go back in period pieces, he would do that to some people, but then it forced them to be like, okay, how do we defeat this guy? You know what I mean? So it always goes back down to the essence, yo.
Yeah, and that's not a bad thought. You know, even though they're predators, you do start to realize that there is some kind of code to being a predator. Like they just can't kill anything. You know, most of the time they're only killing if they feel that they're a threat, which she said that in this situation, and if they feel like you're attacking them. Because if you realize in the predator, they only attack when attacked. Because if they feel that if somebody's a threat.
Mm-hmm.
So if they don't feel that you're a threat, they're just not going to blatantly kill you. But they only attack if they feel that you're a threat or they're being attacked. Because if you remember in the original Predator with Arnold Schwarzenegger, where he was wiping out all the people that were shooting at him, the girl was with them and she was captured. The Predator never touched her because she was tied up. She didn't have a weapon.
Yep.
So
also when he killed the bear and she was hiding, he looked at her.
He looked at her and walked away.
And let her go.
Because she didn't have a weapon, she didn't attack them. So they do have some sort of code. But, going back to your question, would I like to see the Predator in different times? I mean, clearly they've been around for 300 years. Going back a little further, I don't think they could do that now. I think that would ruin this film because this is sort of like the beginning of the beginning.
That's why I said I wish they didn't start in the 1700s. I would have loved to see them. But at the same time, granted, they did start in the 1700s, Wild West. You know what I'm saying? Like, how would that look? Or being in other parts of the world and all that stuff. I mean, I just think it's a cool concept. I think they can do more prequels to the sequel to the first one. I mean, you know what I'm saying?
Well, did you guys finish watching the end credit scene with the type of Indian Native American hieroglyphics that they had, the illustrations? So when you watch that all the way through to the end, it literally is an animation of the whole movie. But
I didn't watch it.
Yeah. When you're going through the end credit scenes, it's an animation of the whole movie and Indian drawings and hieroglyphics and whatever. But right at the end, it shows another clip of a drawing and all of a sudden they turn around and look up in the sky and they point and you see another ship come into the screen and then it stops.
I did see that. I did see that actually.
Okay. So that's setting up the possibility that the Predators are coming back.
Oh, do we know they're coming
in
back
this time period? And we know they come back.
But I don't. Yeah, I wouldn't want a second movie in this time period, though. Honestly, this good right here. Just let it be. Let it marinate. Let it marinate. You know what I'm saying? So you get that flavor, whatever, and we can move on to a different place in time. So I don't know how far ahead I would jump. I mean, I wouldn't mind them killing some slave masters and some shit like that.
I was about to say, what about
let the Predator win? Because at the same time, like they'll probably do it. You know how they do it. They'll have like a slave end up killing the Predator or some shit. But no, if they just came out and just let them kill some slave masters, I'd be good. Early 1900s.
I will go to the movies.
This probably like the best period, honestly. I mean,
if you want to take it to a time period where it brings it right back to that. But look, the Predator was in 1987 when it came out. They were in the jungle. So it doesn't, just because it's in the 1900s does not mean it has to be in America 1900s. I mean, it just so happens that this time it is, but they can drop them off. The planet is pretty big. They can drop them off in the Philippines. They can drop them off anywhere, But
the thing about what you said, Corey, another reason why I love this movie because of the end credits, because Native American culture, just like Egyptian culture, they mark their history with drawings.
Yeah.
And I love that they implemented that element to the movie. Yo. It's just a dope ass movie all around, yo.
Yeah, it really was. So, a couple questions. Oh, go ahead, Al. I'm sorry.
No, it's just crazy. Just through history, how drawings have motherfucking like from the Egyptian times on. You know what I mean? Like, you know what I'm saying? Drawings is
Document
that's
history.
what it is. The original comic books.
Yeah, there you go. The original comic books. Yeah. So, what question did you guys have? I know we had a couple of questions that we were talking about earlier. I have one question I want to bring up, which we kind of already touched on. Do you think there's going to be a sequel? You guys pretty much agreed that there is going to be a sequel. You just don't want it right away.
Yeah, I agree. I think they gotta let this marinate.
Yeah, I want it right away. And honestly, I mean, it's like I want to see. I mean, I want Predator movies to go on till I die, yo. Fuck that shit. We need Predator movies for like the next my boy. God damn, man.
Tighten that light up.
I know, that's what I'm about to just turn this shit off. Shout out to my man Kareem Flatbush misdemeanors, yo. We can have Predators to 2456 because that's the year my psychic said I'm gonna die. You know what I'm saying? So I got another 400 years of this planet. Yeah, I know Pete know what I'm talking about. But he's like set the code to 2456. That's the year my psychic said I'm gonna die. So we can keep them going for the next 400 years. You know what I mean?
Right.
But at the same time, I just don't want them to follow up with her. Honestly.
Yeah.
As much as I like her and how, you know, the Native Americans and everything, like that story and everything, I just know they don't just fuck it up. Follow straight with her. Let's be honest, yo. If it's a woman,
probably will.
Me, at least to me, I think they will fuck it up and fuck up this movie, this legacy. Yo, we got a good movie with straight. I mean, it's not a straight Native American cast, but all the main players in it were Native American.
Yeah.
Besides the Frenchman with that, you know what I mean? That's it. So don't follow up with a garbage movie just so people are like, yo, we can't have any more movies with Native Americans. Like they'll be like, you see what these numbers? Like this movie did trash. Like we can't trust them because you know how they do with us. Like, you know what I mean? You have a hit. But as soon as you have that garbage movie, they're like, we don't trust them black folks coming to the theaters no more. Like, so I just want them to leave this alone. And they can make another movie for the Comanche time, yo.
Yeah, I agree. But the thing about it is, I was reading an article. The guy that played the Predator, he's a basketball player. He played overseas, so he got his chops. He's like 6'9", so he's a big dude. You know what I'm saying? And it was like, yo, you killed it. I
do anything I just said.
No, I'm just saying because you said the different actors and stuff like that. But I'm saying like, I thought you was talking about the casting.
Wait,
you know
I'm just saying. He was like, yo, we ain't no fuck up the Native Americans because Trevor's Italian. Wow.
I mean, he played overseas.
Give some pizza or some shit. Like, whatever. Who got the noodles? Like, don't break the noodles, yo. That's all. Like, I don't know,
but I'm saying, like, I agree with you. I mean, because they always say, like, you know, black movies don't sell overseas, which is a myth. They do. They just don't market it like that. I think they knocked it out the park with this one with an indigenous cast.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Because no matter what, because we've always been infatuated with that culture anyway. Everything we watch, like what did our grandparents watch back in the day? You used to watch westerns.
Yeah.
My dad, he watched.
My grandmother, 84 years old, still do.
Yep. My parents watch westerns. Hell yeah, that's what it was.
She'll watch this shit all day long. I'm like,
and it's funny to me. I never understood the dynamic because I'm like, during that time frame, you're looking at these white men and these indigenous people, and you know how white people didn't like black people and treat us different, but you love those movies. Like my grandmother would watch Gunsmoke and all that stuff all the time. She come over here, that's what she want to watch.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? It's crazy, but we love that. We love to watch that time.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Well, you know, going off the question, I definitely think there's going to be a sequel. I hope, like you're saying, Ali, it's not right out the gate, because sometimes theaters and they can get so hungry ready to make that next hit that they're ready to already flood dollars until we need a hit right away because this was such a big thing. Let this marinate. Give us some time. This was so huge that I don't want them to mess it up by doing a sequel. If they do, they got to get the same guy and just take the time to get it right and look at this film and say, this is what this got right. And this is what we need to do with the next film. Not all this craziness with these rankings and all these different predators. We don't have to go bigger or better. Yeah. We just got to be smarter with how we do this film, which leads me into another thing. This was the most, Hulu had a phenomenal numbers with this. These are the most views and numbers that Hulu has ever had ever since they've been out because of Prey. So it lets me, this was huge. They haven't put out the numbers yet, but they've said that this is the most numbers that they've ever had, ever.
And I think this, Disney did the movie, yeah.
Yeah, that's what I found out, that Disney put dollars into this in this movie. Yeah. So that's another question. Do you think this should have been released in theaters instead? And do you think it would have did just as well in theaters?
Nigga took my question, yo. Fuck this. I'm gonna put it out there, yo.
My bad.
Before the pod, I say, yo, man, I only got one question. What'd I say,
That's probably why I was buried in my head.
I said, yo, my only questions will be like, should they release it in the movie theaters? Yo, this thing Corey's still in my shine, man.
My bad, yo. Look, I got the ball. Throwing it to you. Which side are you?
It don't matter, yo.
This thing got the Rick Ross beard, yo. Just like Rick Ross, still Rick Ross life, yo. That's how Corey's still in my life. No,
I think it. I mean, if it was in the movies, they'll do numbers in the movies. But I think streaming services. I mean, it's in the culture now. Netflix does it, Amazon does it, Disney does it. You know what I'm saying? And going to the movies, I don't know if we ever gonna go back to that because we've been open, and the numbers in the movie theaters. I mean, I got AMC stock, and that shit's still not making me any money. You know what I'm saying? So everybody thought it's gonna come back. People like watching this shit at home, man, and we pay a lot of money for streaming services anyway.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I just say movies ain't back. I mean, it's new movies doing numbers. Like movies are doing numbers. I would say if this movie came out in the theater, it wouldn't have did numbers. So just because the previous movies have been lackluster, so it wouldn't. No matter how much buzz it tried to create, people would be like, "Yo, I saw the last one. That shit was trash." Yeah. So I think actually being on a streaming service helped this movie just because I didn't have to go anywhere. Like I just watch it. I was like, "Oh shit, this is pretty good." You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But if you I'll be honest with you. As much as I like sci-fi and Predator shit, if this shit would have came out in theaters, would I watch it in the movie? Nah, I would have watched it. I would have watched it at home on my Fire Stick, just like. I'm just satire. Allegedly, I would have watched it on my Fire Stick. Allegedly. Allegedly, but when I would have literally went out and watched it, I don't know, man. But seeing this, I'm like, now the next one they put out in the theater, would I go out to watch it? Honestly, it's gonna be tough even for the next one, man. It depends on who's in it, and like you said, the director and all that. Like, if it's gonna be somebody's gonna try and treat it right, and I might have to hear some word of mouth. I ain't gonna lie, yo. The next, if it comes out in the theater again, it's gonna probably be off word of mouth. Word of mouth that I actually get out and go get it. You know what I mean? After the first Friday, it'll be Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. Reddit. I'm like, oh, people like, yo, it's fire. I'm like, okay, let me go see it. Am I gonna run out and see it? Probably not, because I'm scared they're just gonna try and go back to the bullshit they did before.
You know what? You make a really good point, Ali. I do believe that if this came right out in the movie theaters, the numbers would have not been as good because the track record of every every Predator, I might as well say aliens too.
Yeah, they had all them Aliens versus Predator. And all that shit.
I mean, so the track record of all the Predator movies since then have just not been good. So nobody would have been as enthused to go out and see this, regardless of how good the trailer was or whatever it was. Folks would not have gone out in droves to see this film. So it would not have done as well. You're right. Because it was on a streaming service, actually this helped because people could just be right there. They've already paid for the streaming service. You can just click it. And then you're mostly like pleasantly surprised, like, damn, this is really good. And not only is it good, it's like a movie theater production. Well, right there at home. So would they have this coming out in the movie theater now? I don't know. I almost feel like because this did so well, they should just do another They should just go run the show on the streaming service. Because I'm afraid what would happen. A lot of people are sketchy about the Predator, and they would hate to spend money on something that was so well, unless the trailer looks amazing and you get that word of mouth after the first week that it's worth watching. Then people may go out, but I think they should just stick with streaming services.
Let me say this though, because I'm looking at Box Office Mojo right now. I'm trying to see like what are the biggest movies this year, and I agree. I don't think Predator would do the numbers. So I'm looking at some of the titles. I mean, Spider-Man did 804 million. That's a Marvel movie. It's Spider-Man. It's going to do numbers.
Marvel movies don't count.
Yeah, they don't count. Those are out. Those are like super outliers. But Top Gun did 665 million.
Great movie.
Yeah, it's like I
haven't watched it yet.
It's like 1.2 billion.
Yeah, it's up there.
Yeah. This is just domestic. Yeah.
It's getting a lot of buzz and a lot of repeat viewers. And I'm not going to lie.
It had a lot of
watched
viewers.
It's a great film. My wife and I went and saw it because we had free tickets that we got as comp tickets from her job. And we were pleasantly surprised. I have not seen a sequel this good this many years later. It is that damn good.
I heard it's fine.
So good.
But that's the thing. Like,
I'm gonna outline. I'm with you, Phenom. I still ain't seen it. And it's crazy because I like the original Top Gun, yo. The original Top Gun's my shit, yo. I feel the need for speed.
Yeah,
but honestly, like I just kind of fell off with Tom Cruise. Like I like Tom Cruise has been like besides Mission Impossible, anything else, I was like, yo, this motherfucker is like shaky. And then I knew it was not a remake, sequel. I was like, thumbs bad too. So after everybody came out, everybody was like, it's fire. I'm like, yo, let me get to the theaters, but I've been doing all kids movies. It's been fucking Minions and shit, yo. I got kids, so they didn't tell my movie time.
But that's the thing, like even like taking out Doctor Strange, Jurassic Park did, like this is all domestic, 372 million. Batman did 369. Minions did 337.
Wow.
And Thor, that's out. Venom did 213,000.
Venom 2 did 213 million?
Yeah.
Gosh, that's so shocking. That movie was not good, but hey.
But it is, just because it is. I mean, but that's not a success for them, though.
Not with the amount of money they put in. No, it's not. And the thing is, you're right. Prey would have never even hit those numbers.
I'm looking at some of the movies.
But you gotta look at the cost. What's the cost of Prey? Like that's all. You gotta pull that.
I don't know if you can find that information, that'd be great. But I'm not sure.
I bet money Prey probably costs under 40 million.
I could believe
all
that.
the movies is probably like. When you add in marketing, like the movies, that's the funny thing. They be like, yo, this movie costs $100 million to make. They don't add in when they say that, they don't tell you the marketing costs are usually
the marketing cost is huge. Yeah.
Are usually equal to what it costs to make the movie.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So that's why when you be like, yo, they made $200 million, that's a success. Like, no, now when you count in the marketing and all the other shit, all the other shit.
And they did market the hell out of Venom. Yeah, but going back to this, that was my question about the sequel. Is you think it's going to go into movie theaters? I think you had a question, Phenom, that you were curious about asking about this.
No, I was just asking about the period pieces. You know what I mean?
Period pieces. Okay.
But so I do have another question. It's kind of because on the trend of franchises.
Yeah, you're right, Corey. I just pulled when I was looking for the cost. It said Prey record numbers for Hulu, yo. Shout out to Prey. Ha ha.
Yeah, fantastic, man.
Pray.
Fantastic.
Shout out to Hammer. You got it. Pray.
We got to say just to make it today. That's why
we got to pray. Oh, that shit actually popped in my head just now. I don't know why.
I was thinking the same thing about like Hulu prayed for this. Yeah. But
prayed to all the gods.
As far as like the sequels, like I'm looking at, all the movies in the Predator franchise. And when they came out, like Predator came out 87, Predator 2 in 90, Predators in 2010, The Predator in 18, and Prey. And then they had the crossovers, Alien versus Predator, Alien versus Predator Requiem. Yeah. I didn't like the Alien versus Predator ones.
I didn't like neither one.
So that's
it just
I forgot about those. So that's like 1, 2, 3. That's 6 Predator movies. but two of them are crossovers into the Aliens franchise.
Yeah.
Ugh.
Yes.
It's
I
5
hate
Predator
it.
movies.
Seven.
And 2 across 7 total.
Okay.
But yeah,
And
I mean,
honestly,
looking at them,
they're shooting 2 out of 7 for me, yo. Cause I think they're all garbage besides the first and the last, yo. The first and the last, yo. That's what it is, yo. Alpha and Omega.
I really didn't like Alien versus Predators. Any of them,
Nah.
1 and 2 sucked.
Yeah.
Horrible, because they tried to base it off of the damn video game. And why? I mean, it's just bad.
Money grabs. That's what. But you can always tell when it's a money grab. See, this wasn't a money grab. That's why they didn't even make it to the theaters. Like when it's not a money grab, and like people will come, yo. If you build it, they will come, yo. It's like you gotta do that. We gotta do the motherfucking Harrison Ford treatment. I don't even know if Harrison Ford was in Field of Dreams. What the motherfucker?
Kevin Costner.
Kevin Costner.
All old white people look like to me. They all got big ears. So either way, yo, you got if you build it, they will come.
True.
So like, the big ears. You know what it is. Yo. Look at
I swear, you ask my wife. Swear to God, you ask my wife. I say that shit all the time, yo.
But if you build it, they will come, yo. So it's not even about doing the money grab, yo. If you do a good movie, good story.
Yeah,
people are going to watch it, so you should focus on that. That's what it gets me so mad to see this shit, like the shit that's out there. I'm like, yo, focus on this, but everything's got their form. It all comes down to their formulas and analytics and this and that. Like, if we do this, this many people watch. We do this many people watch. They test it, and it comes out. It's an accounting game, yo.
Yeah, I definitely.
Actually,
agree.
I found out that. I'm my bad. I'm gonna go off tangent. Can I rant for a little bit? I go off tangent for a little bit?
Go ahead, brother.
I found out that the Batgirl, when they canceled it, they getting tax breaks. Whatever they writing them off as
write
losses.
that shit off as a loss.
So basically, they analyzed how much they thought the movie would make. Like it will make this much or whatever. We'll take this loss. They said, "Yo, if we just write it off, we'll take this loss." So the loss of writing it off as a loss on your books, like with the taxes or what have you, they save money rather than release it on like the streaming service and that. All this shit, they treat all this shit as assets, yo. It's not even like it's not a movie. It's an asset. It's like it's like NBA general managers. You know how it is. It's like you're a player, you're a human, but you're an asset. Like what can we get for you? What can we do? Like it's just money, yo, and that's what it all comes down to. Cash. Yeah. Cash is king, yo. So it's crazy.
To piggyback off of that, so there's a lot of sequels to the franchises coming out that's been dropping lately. We got John Wick coming out. You don't fuck with John Wick. John Wick, that you can make as long as Keanu Reeves can still.
Yeah.
I
you don't
fuck
with John Wick. I'm like,
I'm saying you don't fuck with.
Prefix ass shit. Like, I'm the last one talking. He's like, yeah, you don't fuck with John Wick. I'm like,
I don't mean that. You don't fuck with the formula of John Wick.
Okay. I was like, okay, I see what you're saying. You don't mess with the formula of making the movie. They keep it the same in 1, 2, 3, and 4. That's why it's so good. It's the same formula through and through.
When decorating my basement,
I like that.
That's what we're saying.
When decorating my basement, I had room for 6 posters, and John Wick made my 6 because John Wick is the one that I watch it every time I come on TV. The Bourne franchises, they put Jeremy Renner in it, but they went right back to Matt Damon. You know what I'm saying? They need Matt Damon.
No, Jeremy Renner did his thing. Matt Damon, motherfucking sucker ass motherfucker.
But Matt Damon was like, I'll take that back.
Because he was like, yo, you did, the movie was good, I'll take it back. That's what happened. Exactly. The movie was better than he expected. And he's like, you know what? He was like, oh, the movie's still jumping? Like, I'll jump in that.
Yeah, because he didn't want to do any more of the Bournes.
Yeah, and then all of a sudden.
And then they went and got Jeremy Renner, and it was good. He was like, let me take this back. Yeah, you're right.
There you go.
Yeah, I forgot about that.
Don't give up the Golden Goose show. Like, that's a
no, it's like
Vin Diesel did that shit with Triple X.
Back in the day when you was young, you know what I'm saying? When you was young, you was fucking and short, and you like, boom, boom, okay, yo, go out there, do your thing. Then you see somebody else fucking, you're like, she's so that ass. Like, come on. Like, I'll bring you back. It is what it is, yo. That's what it is, yo. Don't hate the player, hate the game. My bad. Go ahead.
No, but even like Pirates of the Caribbean. You think Johnny Depp don't want to make another pirate? He's gonna now he beat his case or whatever.
Oh my gosh!
They're about to make another Pirates, and guess
Yeah,
what?
I think they already got one.
They're bringing it back, and they're putting Margot Robbie in it.
Oh wow!
You know what I'm saying? So I mean, she's good in everything. I mean, I think she's phenomenal, yo.
I ain't watched the last Pirates, so was the last Pirates
I kind of fell off of the Pirates franchise. I thought
all of it's too many of them now. I'm like,
I've fallen off. I've just grown out of it. You know, I watched the first two. By the time they did Dead Man's Chest, I think was the third. I've lost count.
I think that was the last one I watched.
Yeah. I started to fall off. Yeah. They I mean, they got a following. I mean, but
how many times you see Johnny Depp just walking around like, hey?
Yeah, Captain Jack Sparrow. I mean,
he
is Captain Jack Sparrow.
Yeah, he just be walking around doing this shit. Like, I'm like, oh, what the? He's just like, hey.
Like, he's a drunk. Well, I don't know if he's really drunk, but he acts like a seriously drunk.
Bro, what drunk man you ever seen do this shit? Hey,
nobody, yo, none.
Yeah, but he has made that character iconic to the point that everybody watches Pirates of the Caribbean. I mean, except me.
And that's the thing with franchise. I mean, I think the Predator is always going to be the Predator. As long as the Predator can kill, they'll make more movies.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I mean, this is 1987, and they brought it, and it's 2022. They've been making it.
Yeah.
Top Gun, they went way back. They're like, we need another Top Gun. Who the fuck asked for another Top Gun? We got another Top Gun if you watched it. You know what I'm saying?
Tom Cruise. Yeah. Tom Cruise is the one that fronted mostly everything for this. When you're looking through the credits, it's like Tom Cruise is all over this. I mean, he's produced it,
AKA
put the money.
Scientology.
Yeah. I mean, of course, he had the backing of the film company, but Tom Cruise is the main reason why we got Top Gun. He was that passionate about it, similar to the way that Ryan Reynolds was really passionate about Deadpool. You know, like certain people are just really passionate about a particular project, and he was really passionate about Top Gun, and then you could tell.
But
you could tell.
You know, but even with Top Gun, like the success, that's one of these things. I know we off topic. Look, guess what, folks?
Well,
everybody
we can get
loves
back
Prey.
on topic.
We love Prey. No.
Somebody being passionate about a project is why Prey was so good. The director was passionate about getting it right.
But I'm just going to tell me my fears off of this Top Gun reboot.
Okay, go on your rant. Ollie rant.
That's great.
In 3,
a rant.
2,
it's not even a rant.
What?
I can't even get. I ain't even going to rant because, like I said, it wasn't even a rant, yo. Honestly, it just scares me. But this isn't a rant, yo. This is me having an intervention with my kid. I found out he was smoking weed. I'm like, yo, you got some good weed? But like, nah. I'm like, son, this is a gateway drug into some other shit. So I know Top Gun. What's this shit called? Top Gun what?
Maverick.
Make America Great Again was lovely, yo. All the white folks loved it. Everybody, I loved it. Had me about to put on a red hat tonight. But understand, this isn't every time. You get that one high. You keep chasing that first high. So you know what I'm be like, yo, let me remake something else. Let me remake motherfucking what's another
Beverly Hills Cop 4.
Thank you.
Yes.
Phenom, that's what you supposed to be throwing these in for me. Make it Beverly Hills Cop 4. No. It's not gonna be the same. What if you want to see something else? Like
Police Academy.
Bad Boys 4. Police Academy, where they was like Citizens on Patrol, all that shit.
Yeah, they had like 6 police academies. It was too many. They were always trying to capture the fire.
You will never ever get that first high, son. So smoke that first joint. Love it. Appreciate it. Toss it to the wind, player.
That's a good point. There's a lot of
movies
movies like that.
Next thing, you'll be on that nose candy. Speed 2. You'll be like, Speed, like, fuck it, we gotta get a little bit faster. You'll be at Speed 2, son.
Yeah. Hold on. They're like, instead of a bus, we're going to do it on a boat. And it's going to be faster. And that shit was garbage.
Yeah.
Karate Kid, we're going to go over to
Okinawa.
Garbage. You know. Yeah, with the fighting.
Hold on. I won't defend it. 1
I did like
and 2
Karate
weren't
Kid
bad.
Too. It wasn't
3,
bad.
And then
3 was horrible.
The one is that the one with Hillary Duff? Not Hillary Duff.
No,
Hilary
no.
Swank?
Nah, 3 is when.
Yeah, they you talking about this is young cats.
Okay, 3 is when he goes back. But
and they brought the other white dude in. The other white
with the ponytail that tries to convert him to be
That's
bad.
right. He was in Cobra Kai. Yeah.
But it was like, it was so unrealistic because Daniel LaRusso, like 4 or 5 years had passed by. He was all kind of like old man fat. He was really starting to look his age instead of a teenager now. And all of a sudden he's back in the Karate Valley Championship. I'm like, yo, he not kicking no ass. The camera was switching every time he was kicking somebody. 3 was horrible.
That's why I appreciate this Prey, because they did it justice. They really brought it back to the essence of what we loved about Predator. Because Predator 1 had Jesse the Body in it.
Yeah, Carl Weathers.
Carl Weathers was in it.
Arnold Schwarzenegger the original black action movie star.
Bill Duke.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Bill Duke.
Yeah.
When he died, he was laying.
I didn't like how he went out. But Bill Duke was still the motherfucker, yo.
Remember he shaving his head with the knife? No, that wasn't him.
No, that wasn't him.
No, it wasn't him.
But yeah, he went out like, yo.
But he was in that joint.
But he was in the woods. He was like, shh, look at him. You see him in the trees. Yo, that was dope. Carl Weathers, Jesse the Body Ventura, Arnold Schwarzenegger, Bill Duke. They had a hell of a cast, man. It was a phenomenal film.
Now.
Who got their arm ripped off? Was that Carl Weathers who got his arm?
That was Carl Weathers.
Yeah. But yeah, and the gun filled out, the arm filled out, still shooting. Like, I was like, I thought something.
Yeah. That was dope. His hand was still on the trigger with his arm on the ground. It was still shooting.
Yep.
I knew he was done.
And nobody know my other motherfucker, Indian Lil John, big fella Lil John.
Yeah.
Man,
that was probably yes.
The easiest kill ever. The Predator's like, man.
Oh my God, yes. The Predator looking at him like, really right now. That was probably the coolest but dumbest shit I've ever seen in a movie. I mean, he took off all his clothes and he got out one knife and he just scarred himself across his chest. And then Arnold Schwarzenegger didn't even wait around for it. He's like, okay. And he left.
I'm like, he didn't give up. He didn't give up, like, you sure? Come.
He didn't give him a speech.
He was just like, all right.
Let him go.
He was like, you don't do that? Yeah, all right.
Yeah, it was good. But yeah, it was good. Overall, does anybody have any else thing about to say about this movie other than just how rave the reviews have been, how good this has been? I guess pretty much that's it. Shout out to the original cast of Predator, because if it wasn't for you guys doing a phenomenal job in this movie, would have never had all these whack ass sequels, but we would have never gotten this phenomenal prequel.
Fire.
Yeah.
Fire, man.
And the thing about it is, it wasn't a long movie. It was an hour and 40 minutes.
It wasn't long.
And it wasn't no filler. It was a good ass movie.
Yeah. Which calls back to the original. The original movie is the shortest of all of the Predators that we've had. Not this particular prequel, but the runtime of the original Predator is shorter than all the other.
107 minutes.
And it's
that's crazy. It is great, yo. Because
it's a great film.
They fucking killed the whole POW camp.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
but the movie does not take long before it gets into the, and the movie doesn't tell you anything about the Predator. Like these other, it doesn't give a lot of exposition. It's just talk that these guys have to go to camp to find these people that got wiped out to figure out what happened.
Yeah,
I'm trying to think. I think that movie starts off with just them in the chopper. Get to the chopper.
Get it to the chopper.
They to the chopper, and they just drop them off. Next thing you know, they're killing people. They're like, yo, we land and we killing everybody. Yeah. And then it's just like, the Predator's here.
Mm-hmm. Honestly, they didn't even know it was a Predator at first. They thought the person killing somebody was somebody else. I mean, the Indian person knew something was up, but it's still phenomenal.
They didn't know what it was. Yeah,
they didn't know what it
honestly,
was.
I mean, but that's what I mean, I think
and that's another callback to this. You don't see the Predator for a long time in Prey, just like in the original when he finally revealed himself. You don't really get to see the Predator in Prey, and like 3/4 of the movie is already gone.
To the bear,
Well, even on Predator, the bear, you're seeing him as camo. You don't really get to see him as the Predator, like walking around. Until like 3/4 of the movie is already gone.
Because the original Predator, you got all the other scenes. It was like the ha ha ha. I'm like, here's the recording, motherfucker. Ha 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 ha. But I don't know why you recorded it live, but that's all that motherfucker had. He's like ha 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 ha. I was like, what the fuck you recording this?
All right.
This shit for, yo.
I might gotta jump back with Ollie. This might only be too good.
We might
franchise.
We might have to do a Predator. We might have to do a Predator rewatch. We might have to do that, yo. Watch Predator.
I put Schwarzenegger.
I'm with you, man. The first and the last are my two favorites.
Yeah, but also the good thing about this franchise is they never have any crossover characters. It's like it's always a fresh cast, so they can always keep making these things. Unlike like Expendables and shit, or stuff like that. You know what I'm saying? It's just we can start fresh story.
Mm-hmm.
They don't have to touch. They don't have to talk.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying. So,
which is good, except do not cast another 70-year-old actor to go against the Predator like they did with Danny Glover. Danny Glover was on his way out, damn foot in the grave, and all of a sudden he's an action hero going against the Predator in LA City.
I mean, he was still popping. He was doing Lethal Weapons, another franchise that kind of went too far. But yeah.
But Danny Glover was not the action guy in Lethal Weapon. Mel Gibson was the action guy in Lethal Weapon. Danny Glover was the retired guy.
He was like the motherfucker. That motherfucker blew up on his toilet, yo. That's all the action we could get out of Danny Glover. We like, yo, we don't kill Danny Glover. How we don't kill him? He's running. Like, nah, he'll be on this home.
Danny Glover was not the action guy in Lethal Weapon. Every time something action happened, what did he always say? I'm too old for this shit. Yeah, I'm too old for this shit. So, that's all. But we're going to recap. We're going to close the show out right now. Look, the show was great. I'm sorry. The movie was great. Prey was wonderful. Got to give it up. I do not know who the actress is that played Naru, but I definitely have to give her props. I think her name is like Stormbender or something.
No, you can't go out on that, though. We can't.
And I really apologize.
We gave all this praise. I'm pulling up the cast.
Yeah, she has a phenomenal name. It's a beautiful name.
Oh, damn, that's the wrong movie.
Amber Midthunder.
Yes.
Amber Midthunder. That's what.
Amber Midthunder. We got to give a shout out to her. She did a phenomenal job. Got to give a shout out to the director and also the director.
Dan Trachtenberg.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, got to give a shout out to that. Phenomenal. And to all of the supporting cast of the Comanche tribe. And this is so good that I'm really willing to watch this in the Comanche language, just so I could get the gist of it, because it was just that good. But anyway, if I had to rate this out of a 10, honestly, man, I'd say it's like an 8.5 for me. And it might even be a 9 if I do a rewatch. It's just really that good. It's not a lot of holes in this at all. Where would you rate this, Ollie?
I give it an 8.5. Unlike Corey, I do not want to watch it in the Comanche language because I don't understand none of that shit. Shout out to Lakeisha. I don't remember her name. Indian hair though, baby. My grandma was Indian. I was like, your word. But shout out to her. And the movie was fire. Honestly, no jokes. All jokes aside, the movie was fire, yo. I give it like an 8.5. I'm gonna get just like if it had the budget, I think it could have made it till 9. But it is what it is. 8.5.
Yeah. What about you, Phenom?
I actually give it a 9. Solid 9.
Yeah. I can't even argue with that. I mean, I'm giving it an 8.5 right now, but I feel like if I do a rewatch, it'll be a 9. But anyway, that'll do it, man. We are wrapping up right now with Prey review. Everybody, thank you so much for watching us. If you have stood here with us this whole time, don't forget to hit that like button, subscribe to the channel. And if you're new to the channel, hit that like button and subscribe button as well, so you can get new content as we're always pushing this out for us. And stick around. We might just do a watch of Predator just so we could talk about it and rip on it and just enjoy that. But anyway, I'm Corey Roy. You can catch me all over the interwebs of Corey Roy _. That's the man Olliwoodda DA. That's my man Phenom 202. And this is it media. And peace, you guys. We are out of here.
Peace.
Anytime.
I gotta go back and watch Predator. I gotta go back and see. I hope I'm not disappointed. I went back and watched some 80s movie. Like, yo, I remember this movie. I'm like, oh, this shit is garbage.
It's going to hold up. It is going to hold up. I mean, if you don't think a lot about the effects, even though the effects.
I think you'll get with this, because this is where it's at. You can get with this, or you can get with that. You can get with this, or you can get with that. You can get with this, or you can get with that. I think you'll get with this, because this is where it's at. You can get